Hello everyone. Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the topic rigid body, types of motion of a rigid body, equilibrium of rigid bodies, equations of rotational motion, and comparison of linear and rotational motions. This is chapter 7, class 11th physics. Name of the chapter is Systems of Particles and Rotational Motion. Rigid body. Ideally, a rigid body is a body with a perfectly definite and unchanging shape. बेटा रिजिड बॉडी एक ऐसी बॉडी है जिसकी जो शेप है वो डेफिनेट है, जो चेंज नॉर्मली नहीं होती. The distances between all pairs of the particles of such a body do not change. ठीक है, इसमें क्या होता है, अब कोई भी दो पार्टिकल्स ले लो रिजिड बॉडी के ऊपर, उन पार्टिकल्स के बीच की डिस्टेंस जो है वो चेंज नहीं होती, दैट विल रिमेन सेम ऑन अप्लाइंग द एक्सटर्नल फोर्स. जब आप उसके ऊपर एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाई करते हैं तो कोई भी दो पार्टिकल्स ले लो आप बॉडी के ऊपर, उनके बीच की जो डिस्टेंस है वो चेंज नहीं होगी. दैट बॉडी इज कॉल्ड रिजिड बॉडी. नोट, no real body is truly rigid since real bodies deform under the influence of forces. ओके, मतलब एक्चुअल में कोई भी बॉडी परफेक्टली रिजिड नहीं होती, क्योंकि जब हम उसके ऊपर फोर्स अप्लाई करते हैं तो उसमें कोई ना कोई डिफॉर्मेशन आती है, बीच में पार्टिकल्स के बीच की डिस्टेंस चेंज होती है, बट दिस चेंज इज सो स्मॉल दैट we cannot see with naked eyes sometimes. But in many situations, deformations are negligible and hence can be considered as rigid bodies. Okay, deformations जो होती हैं वो negligible होती हैं, इतनी छोटी होती हैं कि वो हमें फील नहीं होती, हम उन्हें नोटिस नहीं कर पाते. That's why we consider the bodies as rigid bodies. Types of motion of a rigid body. First one, pure translational motion. Motion of a block on an inclined plane. This is an inclined plane and this is a body which is placed at the top of the inclined plane. When we remove the support, these are the two particles on this block, P1 and P2. As block is moving downwards, so both the particles on the block P1 and P2 are moving with the same velocity. Okay, constant speed, same speed and same direction, parallel to each other. So both the particles P1 and P2 have the same velocity. In pure translational motion, all particles of the body have the same velocity at any instant of time. ठीक है, ऐसा मोशन जो होता है जिसमें बॉडी के ऊपर जो पार्टिकल्स हैं, all particles have same velocity at any instant of time, such a motion is called pure translational motion. Second example of translational motion, motion of a vase on a parabolic path, just like a projectile. This is the path and this is the vase and it is moving just like this. In this example, body is restricted to translational motion only. This vase is also moving in translational motion. All particles of the body have the same velocity at any instant of time. This is another example of translational motion. The direction of velocities of the various particles will be parallel, or we can say tangential to the trajectory at any instant. अब इस वास के ऊपर जितने भी पार्टिकल्स हैं उन पार्टिकल्स की यदि हमने डायरेक्शन देखनी है तो वो आएगा अलोंग द टेंजेंट टू द ट्रेजेक्ट्री. Okay, and those all velocities will be parallel to each other. Such a motion is called translational motion. All particles of the body have same velocity at any instant of time. Translational plus rotational motion. समटाइम्स ऐसा होता है कि बॉडी में रोटेशनल मोशन भी होता है और ट्रांसलेशनल मोशन भी होता है. लेट्स सी, दिस इज द सेकंड टाइप. फर्स्ट एग्जांपल, रोलिंग ऑफ ए सिलेंडर ऑन एन इंक्लाइंड प्लेन. A wooden or metallic cylinder rolling down the inclined plane undergoes both translational and rotational motion. This is an inclined plane and this is a wooden or metallic cylinder placed over it. This is particle P1 on the cylinder, particle P2, P3 and P4. These are the four particles which we have considered on this cylinder. This is the direction of P4, P1, P2, P3. Okay, these are the velocities of different particles P1, P2, P3 and P4 at the same instant are different depending on their locations in the body. जैसे कि हम यहाँ देख रहे हैं कि इन सभी पार्टिकल्स की जो वेलोसिटी है उसकी डायरेक्शन डिफरेंट है. सो all the particles are having different velocities. Okay, the velocity of P4 is 0 as P4 is just touching the surface. So velocity of P4 is 0. Velocity of any particle coming into contact with the surface of the inclined plane is momentarily 0 if the body is rolling without slipping. When body is rolling down without slipping, then the velocity of the particle which is in contact with the surface has 0 velocity. This is the example of translational plus rotational motion. When this cylinder is moving downwards, so this is rolling and moving downwards, so it will have both types of motion, translational plus rotational. Second example of translational plus rotational motion of a vase as a projectile. See how this vase is moving. It is different from the previous case. In this example, the body is in translational as well as rotational motion. The particles of the body have different velocities at any given instant of time. The direction of velocities of the various particles will be different with respect to the trajectory at any given instant of time. Okay, इसमें क्या है, बॉडी के ऊपर आप 2, 3, 4 पार्टिकल्स ले लो, उन सभी की जो वेलोसिटी होगी वो डिफरेंट होगी. सच ए मोशन इज कॉल्ड ट्रांसलेशनल प्लस रोटेशनल मोशन. Rotational motion of a rigid body. A body is said to possess rotational motion if all its particles move along circles in parallel planes. मतलब एक बॉडी है वो रोटेशनल मोशन में उसको हम तब कंसीडर करते हैं जब उसके ऑल पार्टिकल्स दे मूव अलोंग द सर्कल्स इन पैरेलल प्लेन्स. ओके, ऑल द सर्कल्स विल बी पैरेलल टू ईच अदर. Okay, just like this. The centers of these circles lie on a fixed line perpendicular to the parallel planes, and this line is called axis of rotation. Okay, the centers of these circles ठीक है, ये जो सर्कल्स हैं जो कि पैरेलल टू ईच अदर है, पैरेलल प्लेन्स में हैं, इनका सेंटर जो है, इन सभी सर्कल्स का सेंटर एक फिक्स्ड लाइन के ऊपर होगा, एंड दैट लाइन इज परपेंडिकुलर टू द पैरेलल प्लेन्स, एंड दैट लाइन इज कॉल्ड एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन. In rotation of a rigid body about a fixed axis, every particle of body moves in a circle which lies in a plane perpendicular to axis and has its center on the axis. ठीक है, उन सभी सर्कल्स का सेंटर जो है वो एक लाइन के ऊपर होता है, वो लाइन जो है परपेंडिकुलर टू द प्लेन होगी. ओके, and all circles will be parallel to each other, and that line is called axis of rotation. Such a motion is called rotational motion. Just like this is a fan, and this is the axis of rotation of the fan. Okay, when fan is rotating like this, so it is the rotational motion. It is fixed, and the fan is moving along. Fan is moving in a plane and which is perpendicular to the axis of rotation. This is another part, and this is the axis about which it will rotate, just like this. Axis of rotation of these two bodies. Other examples of rotational motion, this is fan and this is the axis, and a table fan rotating about its axis. The axis is perpendicular to the screen, perpendicular outwards. This is the spin, this is the axis of rotation. A spin rotating about its axis, axis is vertical. This is a pot, and this is the axis of rotation. A pot rotating about its vertical axis. Next topic, equilibrium of a rigid body. A rigid body is said to be in mechanical equilibrium if both its linear momentum and angular momentum are not changing with time. If linear momentum and angular momentum both are not changing with time, both are constant, then a rigid body is said to be in mechanical equilibrium. Okay, it means body has neither linear acceleration nor angular acceleration. बॉडी की लीनियर एक्सेलरेशन भी जीरो होनी चाहिए और एंगुलर एक्सेलरेशन भी जीरो होनी चाहिए, देन बॉडी इज सेड टू बी इन इक्विलिब्रियम. This means, first point, total force. Total force means vector sum of all the forces on rigid body is zero. Total force will be equal to zero. Total force, let us suppose there are n types of forces are applied on the body, F1 plus F2 plus so on Fn. जब इन सभी को हम ऐड करेंगे, so we can write summation I is equal to 1 to n Fi. The total force must be equal to 0. It means the component of net force along x-axis must be 0, along y-axis must be 0, and along z-axis must be 0. So all the components must be equal to 0. Then body is said to be in translational equilibrium. If total force on the body is 0, then total linear momentum of the body does not change with time, momentum will remain constant. As we know that from Newton's second law of motion, F is equal to dp upon dt. If that F is the external force, if external force F is equal to 0, then dp upon dt is equal to 0. So P is the linear momentum, P will be constant. This is a condition of translational equilibrium. Net force on the body is equal to 0 and momentum, linear momentum will be constant. It means there is no linear acceleration, linear acceleration is equal to 0. Above equation gives the condition for the translational equilibrium of the body. Total torque. Total torque means vector sum of all torques applied on the body is 0. This is tau 1 plus tau 2 plus so on tau n is equal to, we can write summation I is equal to 1 to n tau I is equal to 0. Total torque on the rigid body is equal to 0. Then body will be in rotational equilibrium. So all the components of torque along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis must be equal to 0. Means total torque along x-axis is equal to 0, total torque along y-axis is equal to 0 and total torque along z-axis must be equal to 0 to keep a body in rotational equilibrium. If total torque on rigid body is 0, the total angular momentum of the body does not change with time. Here the formula is tau is equal to dl upon dt. Okay, if total torque, external torque tau is equal to 0, so dl upon dt is equal to 0 and L will be constant. L is the angular momentum. So angular momentum must be equal to 0 if total torque on rigid body is 0. Then body is in rotational equilibrium. Above equation gives the condition for the rotational equilibrium of the body. It means to keep a body in translational and rotational equilibrium, total force on the body must be equal to 0, total torque on the body must be equal to 0. Next topic, equations of rotational motion. For a body in rotational motion under constant angular acceleration, the equations of motion can be written as, dear students, you must remember that to apply the equations of motion, the acceleration must be constant. So here, as we are talking about rotational motion, so angular acceleration must be constant. Angular acceleration is represented by symbol alpha. So first equation is equal to is omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t, where omega naught is the initial angular velocity and omega is the final angular velocity. Alpha is angular acceleration and t is the time taken to change the velocity. Is that clear? So alpha must be constant to apply this equation. This is the second one. Theta is equal to omega naught t plus half alpha t square, where theta is the angular displacement and all other symbols are same. And third one, omega square minus omega naught square is equal to 2 alpha t. Omega is the final angular velocity and omega naught is the initial angular velocity. Alpha is the angular acceleration that must be constant and t is the time taken to change the velocity from omega naught to omega. This is the comparison of translational and rotational motion. The first column is of linear motion and second one is of rotational motion about a fixed axis. Dear students, in linear motion displacement is written as x, okay, it is the simple linear displacement, and in rotational motion it is called angular displacement and represented by theta. Okay, linear displacement x, angular displacement theta. Similarly, velocity, linear velocity, a velocity of a body during linear motion, v is equal to dx upon dt. Okay, and in rotational motion it is called angular velocity omega. Omega is equal to d theta upon dt. Similarly, acceleration in linear motion, it is represented by symbol a. A is equal to dv upon dt, first derivative of velocity and second derivative of displacement, d square x upon dt square. And in rotational motion it is called angular acceleration alpha, and alpha is equal to d omega upon dt. And in linear motion it is called mass m, and the same quantity in rotational motion is called moment of inertia and denoted by symbol I. About this topic, moment of inertia, we will study in another video. Force. During the linear motion, force F is equal to ma, and in rotational motion it is called torque, and torque tau is equal to I alpha. We know that in rotational motion the concept of mass is modified as moment of inertia, that is I, and at the place of a it is angular acceleration alpha. So torque tau is equal to I alpha. In linear motion, work dw is equal to small work done, dw is equal to f ds, and in rotational motion, work done w is equal to, or small work done dw is equal to tau d theta. So at the place of force it is torque tau, and at the place of linear displacement ds it is angular displacement d theta. So in linear motion dw is equal to f ds, and in rotational motion small work done dw is equal to tau d theta. In linear motion kinetic energy is half mv square, and in rotational motion kinetic energy is half, at the place of m it is I, and at the place of v it is omega. So half I omega square. So formula of kinetic energy in rotational motion is half I omega square. Power in linear motion, power P is equal to F into V. F is the force and V is the linear velocity, and in case of rotational motion power P is equal to tau omega, torque tau, and omega is the angular velocity. In linear motion, linear momentum P is equal to mv, mass into velocity, and in rotational motion angular momentum L is equal to I omega. Okay, these are the comparisons of translational and rotational motion, different quantities which we use during these motions, linear motion and rotational motion. So please learn these all formulae. Thank you. Have a nice day.